back, Matty Motorcycle fans, to a very special episode on our channel. I want to start interviewing racers. And folks, we are lucky enough to have one of the best of the best. This is my personal friend and a guy I would love to introduce you to, Anthony Sabatino, Guerrilla Racing, coast to coast coaching, coach all over the country and all over the world. Everybody out there, we're happy to have him here, okay? So Ant, I want to start out. First, tell us a little bit about yourself. How'd you get started and what are we doing?
All right, so I've been going to track days for at least 10 years now, but in the beginning it was 1, 2, maybe 4 track days a season. About 3 or 4 years ago, I got really fortunate and I tied in with the right group of people, and I started going at least 30 to 40 times a season. It really grew my abilities. More seat time, the more knowledge you get, and the more tips you get from guys that are out there that are going faster than you, and you learn a lot. From there, I got pretty quick, and I started doing a race here or there just for fun, just to make myself a better rider. Then I got addicted.
That was the first time you got addicted. Yeah.
I also had N2 track days reach out to me in between that time period and asked me to be a coach for them, and that was a huge privilege because just passing on that knowledge that had been given to me to other riders is a hugely rewarding sensation, and I live for it now at this point in my life. The racing became such a big part of it though because it helped me grow as a rider and helped me become a better rider and a better coach, having a finer understanding of what I was doing and where I was doing it on the racetrack. My amateur race season, I ended up coming home with 3 championships, and in every other class I raced in I finished in the top 3. Not one of them did I finish anywhere outside of that. So that was a hugely rewarding feeling for me. From there I went on and became an expert CCS racer, and that's a whole nother ball game. There's some really fast guys out there.
Yeah, it's a different ball game, absolutely.
There's some pros that come out and race with us. I mean, Motor America guys are just killing it out there, coming and racing with us, which is a huge privilege to see them ride. Now I'm moving on to the next phase.
The next phase. I just want to be really specific, okay? N2 track days. First off, shout out to all my N2 riders out there, guys. On the east coast of this country, the United States, huge track organization, gentlemen all the way, really great guys, and we're both really lucky to be affiliated with that group. And CCS, for those of you who don't know, it's the Champions Cup Series, all right? Where regular, everyday, average guys get to show their mettle and put down on the track. And I want to be clear, you have a full-time job.
Full-time job.
You have a mortgage that you need to pay.
I have a mortgage I need to pay.
And you have a wife who you have to pay attention to, too.
I have an exceptional wife who lets me do all this.
Exceptional for certain, okay? But the point is, you have the same responsibilities as anybody else in this whole world. You have a wife, a job, and bills that need to get paid, correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so have no ifs, ands, or buts about it. This is any man, all right?
If you have the time and energy and the gall to do it, you can do it.
You can do it.
Yeah. It's all about passion. Find your passion in life, whether it's motorcycles or not. Find your passion.
Yeah, and have a great time, meet some great guys. Like we said, those N2 guys are nothing but gentlemen. And the CCS paddock is all a bunch of like-minded, super fun, outgoing, and helpful guys. It's an incredible community.
Some of the best times I've ever had in my life have been at the CCS paddocks. Competitive nonetheless, yes, and you're always trying to beat the guy next to you. But when that guy goes down and falls, you're the first person to help pick him up and put his bike back together. And the same thing goes the other way around. When I go down, my friends rally around me, my competitors rally around me. They help pick you up and help you rebuild your bike and get back out there as soon as possible. It's a great feeling.
It really is tremendous. If the whole world can be that way, I bet we'd have a fraction of the problems that we have. Now, where did you develop these skills? You took any particular schools? You do anything special?
So when I first started out, I stumbled on California Superbike School. My friend actually introduced me to. He had been going for, I think, a season or 2 prior to that. Told me I had to go. We were riding on the street pretty aggressively, as you know.
Well, let's start somewhere.
Pulled me aside and said, listen man, if you're gonna be riding this hard, you should really do it on a track and get the proper tutelage and get the abilities. Needless to say, I'm fortunate enough now to be a coach for this organization. I have done their level 1 through 4 multiple times. I've done 4. Every time I crash, I go back to them and they sort out what's going on in my head and fix what's going on. The best part about it is, and I can say this vouching for myself and my experiences, I went back last year to try out to be a coach and I had to take level 1 all over again. A lot of naysayers out there say they're too fast for a school or they already have the knowledge and abilities that they're going to try to teach them. I went back and had to do level 1 to try out to be a coach again. and I followed their protocols on every single step of the way through the day, and I came away a better rider that day. It's all about, and what they preach is dialing back your aggressors and not going to it like a track day, not try to be the fastest guy out there, Matt, but try to be the smartest guy out there and actually take the tools they're giving you and apply it to what you're doing. And you can't do that with 100% effort. I went back last year and I gained so much more, and then on top of that, getting inducted as a coach was a huge privilege.
So this is an expert level amateur, granted amateur, but an expert level amateur racer going back to a level 1 school and taking something away from it. Now, granted, you're a special case because right afterwards you became a coach. But for us mortals, us regular guys, if a pro, an almost pro, I'll give you that,
trying to be pro.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll get to that in a second. But if an almost pro can take something away from it, that means that any man can definitely take a whole lot away from it, okay? So now,
back to N2.
Yeah.
There's also another organization who offers a lot of help on track and off track. I coached with them before I became a California Superbike coach. I can't do the both, it's a conflict of interest, but I will tell you this. N2 does a lot and gives a lot back to their riders, which is what we care about a lot about the sport, is giving back. N2 has now made me a director, so I no longer coach, but I'm there riding, and I'm willing to ride with anybody at any time and have a good time with you. Come down, check us out.
absolutely, come find us at the track, say what's up, and withdraw from this wealth of knowledge. All right, now let's get down to brass tacks. And you're doing some pretty big things coming up, aren't you? All right, what do we got coming up this March?
2020 is going to be huge, hopefully huge. We got the Daytona 200 coming up in March. It's one of the most epic races of all time. If you're into racing, you know what it is. If you're not into racing, Google it.
Check it out.
Yeah, look up the history of it. It's been around longer than I can possibly tell you. They used to race on the sand beaches back in the day. 200 miles, one rider, one bike. That's it.
And this is in Daytona.
In Daytona.
During Bike Week.
During Bike Week.
In Florida, the biggest bike week in the whole country.
Yep.
And this 200-mile
yes, sir.
race goes on the high banks of Daytona Speedway.
Well, there you go. That's a whole other aspect of it, right, Matt? I mean, it's a NASCAR national track. They got the high banks, the crazy infield they add to it for the motorcycles, so we're not just going around in ovals. We get to get in there and dice it up. The track is so special, there's a special spec tire we need to run on the high banks so they don't overheat and shred and fall apart. And you're talking, I gotta go through 2 or 3 tires, depending on what my pace is, for one race.
That's incredible. So that's a team.
Team.
Because you got to have someone to change your tires.
Yes, sir.
You got to have somebody to put some gas in the tank. If we're going through a tire, we're definitely going through a tank of gas.
Yes, sir.
I was going to say, that's craziness, all right? And on top of all of that, only one rider, right? You're on your own.
That's it. I mean, all the communications you have with your pits, or as you're going down a front straightaway, depending on where your pit's set up, 150, 160 miles an hour, taking a hand off the bars, telling them, hey, fuel light's on, or hey, I'm having an issue, I'm coming in. Your pit scrambles, gets ready for you. You roll in, they pop your bike up on the stand, you jump off, they do what they have to do, and you're right back out there mixing it up with your buddies.
Unparalleled. And you want to talk about a good time hanging out with your friends? What could be better than watching your good buddy go as fast as he can on high bikes? Now, you race in the 600 class?
Yes, sir. Middleweight class is where I'm at.
So what are you riding this year? What's your bike?
I'm riding a 2014 R6, purposely built for the Daytona 200 by Boss Racing. We have specific things that we added to the bike to make it better and quicker for pit stops. Run cooler for longer durations of times, because a lot of people do blow motors down in Daytona. That's how grueling this race is on their bikes. And then my normal sprint bike is another R6, same year, but set up just for sprint races, which are 7-lap sprints.
Awesome. We're looking forward to all of that. Now, you got a couple of guys already pitching in. I see we got all this stuff around here. So why don't you tell me about so far? We got a couple of sponsors. What are we doing so far?
So one of the biggest ones is Shoei. They keep my head safe.
Shoei helmets.
Shoei helmets. They keep my head safe in case I do happen to make contact with the ground. I swear by these things at both high speed, low speed, crashes, everything. These helmets have come in crucially in my health and longevity in the sport. We have mold tool oil, which comes in critically for the life of the motorcycle. We're constantly changing the oil on these things because we're running them to the limit all the time. We also use their brake fluid. They have a whole slew of products out there. We actually do use cleaners and all that stuff too. Check them out. Engine ice. We use both their engine ice in the bike to keep it cool, coolant, because it doesn't have
It's not slippery.
Twist roll.
Yep.
Yeah. So if you do happen to crash and spill fuel, it actually allows them, spill coolant, it allows them to clean up the track quicker and safer for every other rider.
Yep, and aggravate way less people.
Way less. OG Bags, super awesome company. Their products are great for packing your stuff and traveling and getting to where you got to get to. Whether it's the Daytona in March or California in the middle of the season to go do some coaching with California Superbike School, tremendous product, I swear by them. EPC Brakes helps me stop.
Yeah, man, you can only go as fast as you can stop.
I prefer the GPFXs. They're an amazing brake pad, very progressive, insanely grip, what would you call that? Initial bite. When you get on that brake, the front end just loads down, get nice and tight into that corner and helps you trail.
Gives you the confidence.
Gives you the confidence. That's the word I was looking for right there. EPC Brakes, confidence all day long. Right now, that's...
I was going to say, who's tuning your bikes? You said the one's being built specifically.
This guy right here.
It? Yeah.
This guy right here, Boss Racing.
Check
Anthony
out the buys.
Corbo. This guy is amazing. He's a guru when it comes to anything on two wheels that's going to the racetrack. He will tune and get everything possible out of every single bike. He is actually the one who's purposely building my Endurance R6 for the Daytona 200. The motor is going to be used for that race and that race only, and then he is going to take it apart, disassemble it, rebuild it for another purpose. Most likely not a race bike, but something else. He's also building my sprint bike, tuning it, get every little bit of power out of it. He has tuned both bikes behind us also. He works on everything I own, and he's the only person I trust to do the work on my stuff.
And what we'd like to do now is, you heard about his team, you heard about all the companies ready to sponsor Ant, you heard about the guys who are going down there to help change his tires, refuel his bike, make him have the confidence that he can to compete. Now, we're not looking to win. You're not looking to win. I mean, hey, we win the Daytona 200. That's a dream come true.
Hey, it's a big prize down there. I mean, you're talking about tens of thousands of dollars to the winner. And you got guys like, if you follow the sport, you'll know what I'm talking about. Kyle Wyman, Josh Hayes, Sean Dillon Kelly. These are all big names, big privateers, guys putting tons of money on the line every year. Kyle Wyman won last year. I think it was $50K he takes away from that. That fund,
and a Rolex.
And the Rolex.
This guy.
And this funds part of his Motor America season. Now, mentioning Motor America, Matt, we have some high aspirations this season. If we can get some help and support for the Daytona 200, and I don't have to spend every penny I have to do it, I'm hoping to be able to invest and run a round or two with Motor America.
And now, just to be clear, reiterate, he still has a full-time job. So he's going to race Moto America on Sunday, go home, and go to work on Monday. All right? So, folks, we want everybody out there to help us and be a part of this system, be a part of our team. What we're looking for is more sponsors. All right? So if you got a pair of tires, or if you want to chip in some cash, that is definitely something we're looking for. We're going to have some t-shirts made up, maybe some hats. So folks, friends, family, I need you to share this video, I need you to like this video, and I need you to comment about how you would like to participate. Some of your local sponsors, we got some small businesses in the area. We're on Long Island in New York. We want the machine shops. We want your sticker on our bike. We want you to feel confident in this guy and what he's capable of doing and the group that he surrounded himself with. And we want to add you to our list of sponsors that ideally is going to be up high in the rankings at the Daytona 200. And the more people we have helping, the more likely that is possible. So folks, I encourage you, give until it hurts. Help out the Anyman. And in return, aside from maybe some cool t-shirts, what we'd like to give out is knowledge. Come to a track day. Come meet us out on the road. Come and be a part of the community that we are so fond of and help out this man reach his dreams and represent, like we said always, the Anyman. The guy who works hard, the guy who loves his family, and the guy who's got bills to pay and wants to make something of himself for fun, all right?
Just want to give back to the sport.
We want to get back to sport. We want to grow this sport. We love bikes. We love the track. We love everything that's associated with it, and we would like to keep it growing. We want to keep this sport big and healthy and amazing.
Come be part of our team. You never know. Maybe you'll be the guy up here next year, and I'll be supporting you.
We would love. I want to have 10 racers lined up outside my door, all ready to talk about how great the sport is and why they do it and why they love it. All right, guys. That's Matty Motorcycle. This is Ant Sabatino, Coast to Coast Coaching. Check out N2 Track Days. Check out CSS. Check out CCS.
Guerrilla Racing. And also check out Coast to Coast. And we will also be having a vlog also very soon called Guerrilla Racing Vlog. Or something along those lines. We'll have the links into Matt. You'll definitely be able to check it out.
Awesome. When you see this video, make sure you share it. Guys, give and give until it hurts. Looking forward to hearing from everybody out there. Thank you so much. Matt, Ant, we love you.